to get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
What just happened between Teyana Taylor, Iman Shumpert, and Aaron Pierre's ex is almost too wild to believe. It's the kind of story that makes you do a double take, check the date, and wonder if it's some elaborate prank. But no, it's very real. Word on the street is that Teyana caught Iman in the act, and not just with any woman. The woman in question? Aaron Pierre's ex-girlfriend. Yes, the same Aaron who's been romantically linked to Teyana in recent months. It's betrayal stacked on betrayal. Fans are completely floored. Screenshots are being shared, timelines dissected, and the internet is basically melting down over the insanity of it all. The layers here are almost too thick to unravel, but we're going to try. Because this isn't just messy, it's nuclear. It all reportedly went down in the most unexpected way. Teyana was just doing what any mother would, dropping something off for her daughter. She went over to Iman's house, likely expecting a quick exchange. But what she walked into? That was something no one could have predicted. Iman wasn't alone, and worse, the woman with him wasn't just some stranger. It was Layla B., Aaron Pierre's ex-girlfriend. Teyana reportedly froze in her tracks, instantly recognizing her. But this wasn't just a friendly hangout. Sources say the two were intimately close, too close for comfort. In that moment, Teyana's world cracked. She screamed, slammed the door, and stormed out. It wasn't just a scene, it was an eruption. The kind of moment that turns into legend. Now let's talk about Layla B., the woman at the center of it. She's a model with a rising profile and a complicated past. According to insiders, she dated Aaron shortly before he started seeing Teyana. The two women have never been seen feuding publicly, but those close to the situation claim Layla held on to a quiet grudge. Apparently, Aaron's breakup with her was abrupt and painful. Some even say he ghosted her for Teyana. That's where things start to twist. Was Layla's hookup with a man a coincidence? Or a move of revenge? A calculated strike to hit Teyana where it hurts most, by sleeping with her ex. It's like a twisted chess game, and Layla's queen just took the board. When the news hit, Iman didn't exactly do himself any favors. He jumped on Instagram trying to do damage control. People love to lie. Don't believe every messy headline, he posted. But fans weren't buying it, because what he didn't do. He didn't deny the rumor outright. There was no statement like, "I was not with Layla," no clarification. Just vague words that made it look even worse. The comment section exploded, with people calling him out. "If it's not true, say it's not true," one person wrote. "You're dancing around it," said another. His silence spoke louder than any denial could. And it made everyone even more convinced that something scandalous had happened. Then came the post that blew the whole story wide open. Layla herself uploaded a mirror selfie on her Instagram story. Nothing too out of the ordinary until you looked at the background. Fans instantly recognized the setting. The painting behind her, the same one in Iman's living room. The rug, identical. The lighting, a perfect match. It wasn't just a selfie. It was a receipt. The caption sealed the deal. Some doors never really close. That line alone sent fans into a frenzy. People flooded her DMs, TikToks were made, Twitter threads launched. She knew what she was doing, one user posted. She wanted Teyana to see it. And she did. As the drama unfolded online, Teyana did the most telling thing of all. She went silent. No statements, no stories, no tweets. Nothing. For someone who's known to clap back, this was a noticeable shift. Insiders say she's devastated. One friend claimed she's shocked and emotionally wrecked. It's not just about catching Iman in a compromising situation, it's about the layers. Layla isn't just some girl. She's someone who was once close to Aaron, a man Teyana has been building something real with. It's betrayal from both ends. And the silence? It's heartbreak dressed in dignity. Aaron Pierre, meanwhile, wasn't about to stay quiet. Sources say that the moment he found out, he went straight to Iman. They had a private conversation. But it didn't stay private for long. Aaron reportedly accused Iman of being disrespectful and petty, furious that someone who once loved Teyana could be so cruel. He allegedly told friends, "That's not just messy, it's evil." But Iman? He shrugged it off. Said something like, "She's not yours anymore." The tension between the two men is now electric. And it's clear that whatever thin line of respect existed between them is completely gone. Fans, as expected, are eating this up, but they're also split down the middle. Many are rallying around Teyana, calling her the victim of a double betrayal, but others are questioning her choices. Why date Aaron if his past was this messy? Some are asking. And then there are the conspiracy theorists. They believe this was orchestrated from the start, that Layla and Iman plotted together to strike back at the people who hurt them. This wasn't random, one fan posted. It was a coordinated takedown. And it worked. The internet is now a battlefield, and no one is holding back. A close friend of Teyana finally decided to speak out, breaking the wall of silence that had surrounded the situation for days. During an emotionally charged Instagram live session, her pain was palpable. Her eyes were red, her voice trembling. Through tears, she said, she doesn't even know who to be mad at. The betrayal came from every side. Those words hit like a punch to the gut. It wasn't just one person who had hurt Teyana, it was a series of betrayals, layered and complex. The friend continued, her voice cracking with emotion. Imagine giving your heart to two men and both cut you at once. The viewers watching the live stream immediately flooded the chat with a wave of emotional responses, heart emojis, crying faces, words of love and solidarity. Messages poured in like, protect Teyana at all costs, and this woman deserves peace. It was a moment that felt deeply raw and deeply real. Within minutes, the clip was clipped, posted, and shared across platforms, going viral far. Beyond Teyana's fanbase, what had once been seen as just another messy celebrity breakup had evolved into something more complicated, more human. People began to see past the headlines and began to understand the emotional wreckage unfolding behind the scenes. Even those who weren't following the story from the beginning were suddenly invested. This wasn't just about celebrity gossip anymore, this was emotional warfare. The kind of pain that plays out in private for most people was now happening in front of millions. And while some were quick to analyze or speculate, others simply watched with a kind of silent grief. There was a sense that something sacred had been broken. Just when it seemed like the situation had reached its peak, another development came to light, one that shifted the narrative yet again. Reports surfaced that Teyana's daughter might have been present during one of the more volatile moments. According to unnamed sources, the young girl had either overheard the argument or, at the very least, felt the tension in the room. The most heartbreaking detail came from one particular source who claimed the little girl had asked, "Mommy, why did Daddy bring another lady?" That one sentence echoed through the public with chilling impact. Suddenly, this wasn't just about betrayal or pain or relationships. This was about the psychological well-being of a child caught in the middle. Social media, already on fire with opinions, ignited even more fiercely. Fans and casual observers alike reacted with outrage and disbelief. The idea that a child had been dragged, even unintentionally, into the emotional crossfire was simply too much for many to bear. Tweets like, "You don't bring strangers around your kid in chaos," and "Co-parenting requires boundaries. This is unacceptable," flooded the timeline. The backlash toward Iman intensified, and what had been a personal matter morphed into a public reckoning about responsibility, fatherhood, and emotional accountability. What made it worse were the growing whispers in Hollywood, now turning into loud accusations. Multiple insiders began suggesting that Iman's relationship with Layla hadn't just started recently, as some had believed. Rumors circulated that their connection had actually begun months ago, long before the current drama reached the surface. One specific account placed them together at a Los Angeles afterparty, where they were reportedly seen laughing and talking too closely for two people who were supposedly just friends. Others claimed the two had been meeting in secret, while Teyana was away on tour, balancing her career while unknowingly being left in the dark. If any of these rumors were true, it meant the betrayal was not spontaneous, it was calculated. A slow-burning deception that had grown quietly in the shadows before finally exploding into public view. And if that was the case, the entire story changed. This wasn't about emotions running high in the middle of a breakup. It was about premeditation. A long-running secret affair that unraveled everything Teyana believed was real. That possibility that she was being lied to for months, while continuing to trust and co-parent, added a whole new layer of heartbreak to the narrative. It painted a picture of a woman not only hurt but blindsided. The collective mood among fans and followers darkened. Sympathy turned to protectiveness. People began framing Teyana not just as a woman going through a breakup, but as someone who had been emotionally ambushed. What she was experiencing now wasn't just about love lost, it was about trust broken, dignity bruised, and the horrifying realization that someone she once loved may have been lying to her face while playing the role of the calm, collected co-parent. For her supporters, this wasn't just sad, it was enraging, but at the center of all of it was the child. The little girl who hadn't asked for any of this. Her innocence, her confusion, her quiet question about the other lady was the clearest, most painful reminder of what was truly at stake. And as the noise continued to grow louder around the adults in this story, many were left wondering whether anyone was truly listening to the voice that mattered most, the child's. For years, Teyana and Iman had ups and downs, but many thought they'd find their way back now. Insiders say that door is closed. She's done, 100% done, one source confirmed. This wasn't just cheating, it was personal, it was mean. She's reportedly reached out to her legal team to revisit custody. Agreements, and Aaron? He's gone completely silent online. Teyana, meanwhile, is pulling back from everyone, including Aaron. She's realizing that sometimes healing means cutting ties with every single person who caused the pain, even if that means standing alone. This entire situation is beyond drama. It's betrayal wrapped in manipulation with a side of cold calculation. Teyana didn't just catch her ex with someone else. She caught him with the ex of her current man. That's not coincidence, that's cruelty. And now fans are watching, refreshing their timelines, waiting for her to speak, to rise. Or maybe to rage, because whatever comes next, it won't be quiet. This triangle just turned into a battlefield. And the scars are already showing. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Because the next twist, it's only a post away.